Okay, so what we're doing today is we are doing a tense review, and we've been looking at tenses over the past couple of weeks. Okay, and it's time for us to put that thinking together. What I want to do is I want to spend a little bit of time at the beginning just choosing some people to have a chat about tenses and what we know about them. Then we'll do part of an exercise together. Then I'll put you into groups to do an exercise and we'll review it all together. And I think the really important thing here is there might not be a black and white response. There might be some times where you could possibly use a number of tenses in a space or in a question, but it's about, do we understand when we do it this way, it says this, and when we do it this way, it says that. Okay, so that's the idea today. And if we have a bit of time at the end, then we'll do a past perfect exercise. Okay, so I'm hoping that we're going to have plenty of discussion. That's my hope today. So let me open, first of all, I think it's this document. Let me scroll down. Yeah, it's this document. Okay, so let me just zoom in a little bit. Now, we have looked at all of these. Now, I know the future we only looked at very quickly yesterday. It's not a massively important part of OET. To be honest, really, we're probably only going to be using future simple in OET writing, but we might see the perfect in OET reading as well. So it is useful to be aware of it. But what I'm interested in is I'd like some volunteers. I'm not going to tell you what the task is yet. I just would like some volunteers. And then I'll tell you what it is. So is there anyone here that thinks, you know what, I'd like to get involved with what Paul is going to do. I don't know what the question is, but I'd like to do it. Anybody? We've got Ahmad's put his hand up. I don't just want the same people, guys. Come on, don't be scared. Don't be worried. Okay, let's see more. Let's see some more hands. Gabriella, I'm sure your hand is trying to go up. Yeah. Anyone else? Nyok, Talita, Vizada, come on, let's get these hands up. Don't be scared. Okay, let's start with Ahmad. Ahmad.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, hi there. Right, okay, so my question to you is, what is the past continuous?
Past continuous is something that happens while we're doing something and some other event happens.
Okay, I like that. So an action that happens while we are doing something, and another action happens.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what? That's pretty good. Apart from, what tense is this?
An action that happens when we are. That's
present.
Present.
This is present, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we were doing something.
Yeah, okay. So it's in, don't forget, it's in the past, isn't it? Past continuous. So an action that what I would say was happening, let's use that past continuous while another action happens. While another action happened. Let's do that. An action that was happening while another action happened. That's definitely true if you think about it. I was listening to the radio when my dad called. Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. So if we're being a little bit more precise, it's an action in progress at a time in the past.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, an action in progress at a time in the past. Yeah, okay, good work. Okay, so in progress at a time in the past. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Ahmad. Let's go for Vizada.
Yeah.
What's present continuous?
An action that is in the progress.
An action in progress.
At the time we're speaking.
At the time of speaking. I like that. Yeah, at the time of speaking. Okay, so right now you are sitting. In what room are you in?
Bedroom.
In your bedroom. Okay, you are sitting in your bedroom. Okay, We've got you are sitting. There it is. Okay, I'm happy with that. Is there anything else that we might use it for? Past continuous. So right now, I know this is a strange question because right now you are studying, aren't you? You are studying because you're in class right now. But in general, in your life, you could say Vizada is preparing for her OET exam. Now, that is true right now, isn't it? Because
That's
right
right.
now, this is part of your preparation, isn't it? But what about when you were asleep last night? Were you preparing then?
Yeah.
You were.
Before.
Why? So
Not
even though
while
you-
sleep.
even though you were asleep, no, this is true. Last night, when you were asleep at 3 a.m., you could say Vizada was preparing for her OET exam. You could say that, but it's not something you were doing at that time.
At that moment, but
It's a
in general.
general temporary situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Vizada is preparing for her exam. Now, just imagine tonight at 7 p.m. Will you be eating your dinner then?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you will also be preparing for your OET exam because that's just what's happening generally in your life. Okay, what else do we use the present continuous for, Vizada? There is one more function for present continuous. Can anyone help?
For future.
The future.
For future.
Arrange it.
Arrangements, yeah, arrangements.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could say this, Vizada is taking
Yeah.
her OET exam this weekend. Okay, now the OET exam is a scheduled event, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you think about it, I could say to you another tense from here. What tense could I say from here for a scheduled event, guys?
Going to.
Not going to, not for a scheduled.
Well, present.
Present.
Future perfect.
Simple. No,
Yeah.
present simple.
It's,
Okay.
it's
The OET, what time does it start, Vizada?
At 9 o'clock.
The OET exam starts at 9 a.m. Well, that's present simple, isn't it? That is a scheduled event in the future. So if you think about it, which one do you think is more certain? The OET exam starts at 9 or Vizada is taking her exam?
Start at 9.
That's what I think. Because if you think about it, what could stop Vizada taking her exam?
Illness or something.
Illness? Yeah,
different, you know.
illness, family problem,
Not arriving at time.
or the weather,
Then maybe.
the train or the traffic would be too difficult. So there are lots of different things that could possibly come in the way. But the OET exam starts at 9. How many people are going to take that exam? 50 people.
Those who are scheduled.
There might be 50 people there who've all paid. They're all arriving at the same time. You've got, I don't know, maybe 10 people who are managing the exam on that day. You've got a running order of events. This one, this time, this one, this time, this one, this time. That's when we pick them up. We put them in the bags. We send them. So all of this is scheduled. So I've used the present simple for that one. The present simple. Okay. So we're seeing lots of different functions for these tenses. All of these ones here, present continuous. Okay. Now, people's hands have gone down. Are people scared of answering these questions? Okay. Farouk, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Farouk, what's the present perfect?
Actually, perfect means before. So before, Yeah, before now, it means. And also we can say perfectly that the present perfect in an action which has happened before now.
An action that's happened before now. But past simple is also an action which has happened before now. I was born in
But
1979.
it's affecting the
Yeah, but
present.
always connected to the
Ah.
present.
Yeah, but in some way connected to the present.
Yeah.
Okay, now there are different ways that can happen, aren't there? What's
Yeah.
the first one? Does any put your hand up if you think that you can tell me?
May I say, or okay.
Well, you can say Farouk if you want. Give me one of them.
One of them, finish action without time stamp.
Yeah, finished action without a timestamp. Now that means it's a finished action in an open time period, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it is. So if I said to you, I've what could I say? I've run a marathon.
Mm.
Okay. If I say to you, I have run a marathon, do you know when?
No, actually, it's open.
You don't know, do you? But it wasn't before 1979, was it?
Yeah, of course.
Because it's in my life. So if you think about it, if I say I have run a marathon, it's not without time. It must be in a realistic time period. It must be in my life. And the reason why I've used present perfect is because I'm still alive. Now, what if it was my uncle who died last year? Would I say my uncle has run a marathon?
No,
I wouldn't, would I? Because his life is
He
not
had-
still happening. His life is finished. So I would say my uncle,
had
Had one.
no,
or
Past tense one.
Sorry.
past
Past
simple.
simple past.
My
Simple
uncle
past.
ran a marathon.
A
Yeah,
marathon.
that's what I'd use. So this is a finished action time period. We've got, what else have we got?
multiple events.
Yeah, that one would be in this one, multiple events, including multiple events. Yeah,
And an action I think that happened in the time period which is open. That one is finished.
that's this one. How about actions that start in the past and continue
Up to now.
to the present? Yeah. And then we've got actions in the recent past that affect the present. So I think that's the way of thinking about present perfect. Now that we've got an idea of present perfect, then what about Khaled? Can you tell me what past perfect is?
Past perfect is Paul is talking about an action which is started and finished at a specific time in the past.
No, that's past simple, isn't it?
Shows an
Past perfect, which was started.
And then
shows
An action
an
which
action
Action at time before
shows an
Events
action
an
which
established
happened
time.
Events
an
or
action
actions?
that happened before
before an
before what
established
happened?
time.
Yeah,
Or
that's it.
another
Yeah.
action.
Before
Before an
established time.
established event or time in the past.
In the past.
Okay, that's very important. I gave an example, didn't I? I met my wife in 1982. I had never been in love before. Okay, so past simple, I met my wife in 1982. I've established the time. I had never been in love. Where is that? Is it before or after meeting my wife?
Before.
Or
Before, isn't it? But it's only past perfect because I established the past first. Okay, so what we're going to do is I've got this exercise here. Okay, I've got an exercise. We're going to do the first couple together, and then I'm going to put you into groups. So these are the first two that we're going to do. There are some verbs in this box. You can use them more than once if you want to. You're filling the gaps. Okay, I'm just going to push this down here. These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. When did this action happen? Does it affect the present? Has it happened yet? Maybe it's in the future. Did it happen before something else? Was it happening at a time in the past? Is it happening now? Think about what the answer to those questions would be. When did it happen? That's just a general thing. We should always think of that. Does it affect the present? Well, that could be present perfect or present simple. Yeah. Or present continuous. Has it happened yet? Again, present perfect could be. Did it happen before something else? What would that be?
Past.
Past perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. Was it happening at a time in the past? What would that be?
Past continuous.
Past continuous. Is it happening now? What would that be?
Present
Present.
Present continuous. Okay. So I'm just going to start this exercise. We'll review it together. Here's the box of verbs. There it is. And here's the first exercise. Okay, so let's do that one. I'm going to give you a minute. It's not going to take you long, guys, to do it. Okay, 1 minute, starting now. Don't give me any answers yet. Okay, very easy. Very, very easy one, isn't it? Okay, let's go for Lucinda.
Hello.
Hi, Lucinda. Now, you don't have a lot of OET experience, do you?
No.
Okay, so if you have written letters before, then I think that this would be a really easy one. That's why I've chosen you, Lucinda, because you don't have a lot of experience of writing OET letters. Anyone that's written introductions in OET before I think will be able to fill these gaps easily. But I wonder how obvious and how clear it is if we haven't written many letters. So what do you think, Lucinda?
I'm writing regarding Miss Susan.
Okay, so you've just chosen I am writing.
Yes.
What tense is that, Lucinda?
Is present.
Present.
Simple.
Present continuous.
Zero.
Yeah. When it's be plus verb plus ing. When
Yes.
it's ing, it's continuous.
Continuous, yes.
Okay, good. So that means it's happening right now. Go on, keep going.
Susan's who presented maybe.
Yeah. Now there is a preposition that comes with that. Presented with. Yep.
Oh, it's yes.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going. Presented with. Yeah. Okay.
Signs and symptoms suggestive of I don't know how to say this word.
Yeah, it's okay. Upper respiratory tract.
Upper respiratory tract infection.
Yep.
She requires.
Yeah, I love it. Brilliant. Great work. Yeah, so she requires. Now, there are other ways that we could do this. Now, for me personally, I don't think I would use this. Now, what tense is that, Lucinda? Presented.
Past simple.
Passive.
I was just talking to Lucinda. Yeah. So, Lucinda, that is the past simple. That's what that is.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the problem with using the past simple here is that something's missing.
Yeah, I think something's missing, just not getting.
I don't say when, do I? Remember that the past simple is generally used with a time stamp. And here it doesn't say yesterday or last week or the 5th of June or anything like that.
Yes, it's not saying.
So if I don't have a timestamp, is there anything I can do? For instance, Lucinda, could I put something before presented?
Was.
Or as
Just
was,
Lucinda. Has.
It
as been.
We don't need been. That would be in the passive. We're going to start doing passive next week. So we don't need the passive. It's just who has presented
Was
it.
present.
Okay, so what you're telling me here is, remember, this is called the present perfect. If you use the present perfect, what you're telling me is that this presentation happened recently and that right now she has those problems. She still has those signs and symptoms, that those signs and symptoms are affecting the present. That's the feeling. If you say she presented with, then you're sort of talking about something that happened in the past. Now, it could have been yesterday. That's okay. If you say she presented yesterday, then I still think that she has them now. But by using the past simple, you are giving a sense that that's finished. If you use the present perfect, you're giving the sense that it still affects the present. What do you think about that, Lucinda?
Yes, maybe. I remember this week when we heard the introduction, we used experience.
Who has, well, in that case, you could say she has been experiencing.
Yes.
She has been experiencing. Well, that would lead it up to now. Yeah, I like that. We could do that one. Who has been experiencing. Okay, that means from the past up to today.
Yes.
Up to the moment that I'm writing this letter. So that would work as well. So we can put both of those. And if you think about it, both of them are perfectly good. And both of them send the same message to the reader, which is these symptoms and signs are a problem. They need to be managed. There needs to be some extra help given to help with this patient. This patient is not well. This patient has a problem. All right. Anyone got any questions about that, guys? No?
If we just say
Go on.
who has sign and symptoms, can we?
Who has? Yeah, you could use the present simple, couldn't you?
Yeah, present. Yeah.
Yeah. Who has? Yeah. That means that right now she has those signs and symptoms. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. All of these things give us the same idea to the reader. We could also put she will require, I guess. I suppose you could do it, but I would stick with the present simple. Okay. All right. I've got one more for us to do as a group. Let me bring that in here. Let me put this down here. Okay. Let's do the same thing again. I'm going to put another minute on the clock, starting now. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Maha, are you there, Maha?
Yes.
Hi, Maha. Okay,
Hi.
would you like to help me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what are we doing here?
So in here, we would say,
We can use the same
we can
verb.
use,
Or
yeah, we can use past simple.
yeah, okay. Which one? Which verb would you use? I think I'd probably use present.
Presented.
Yeah, because we've got with here, haven't we? So I think I'd probably put presented. Okay, so that gets us to the interesting part, Maha. Okay, so this puts us into the past, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this puts us into the past. Okay, so let's draw a timeline. Okay, we've got now here. Okay, we are now looking back. This person who's written these two sentences, they're writing it now and they're looking back. So this is what happened. So far, we know for sure that this happened. What do we know at the moment?
He might have concern.
Presented.
Well, yeah. Here we say he presented with concerns. Would you say he was worried at that time? He was concerned. Yeah. Okay. Good. So that's fine. So we know he presented here, Maha. Now, when he presented, he said something, didn't he? So I suppose you could say, straight after he presented, he said something. Now, what did he say?
We can use past perfect.
I agree. I think we can use past perfect here, yeah. Because the episodes of pain, when were they?
Before he presented to the clinic,
Yeah,
or
we're gonna go. So what we did was we presented 1, he said 2, and then we're going back, aren't we, like this? Okay, brilliant. Okay, so let's take this. So what?
he had experienced.
He had experienced. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so let me put that in here. He had experienced. He said that he had experienced episodes of pain. I'm very happy with that. Yeah. Now, what word would you put that? What would you put there? Just Maha. Go on, Maha.
The past.
Oh, you fell into my trap, Maha. I'm sorry.
Last.
It can't be past. It can't be last.
Previous. Over.
It's previous.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the past 4 days would be 4 days back from here. That would be the past 4 days from now. Previous is like this. So I know that seems really annoying, but it's just the way it is. And it's a good thing to learn. Okay. So good. Okay. Over the previous 4 days and something his sleep, Maha. First of all, vocabulary. Which of these?
Disturb.
Disturb. Okay. So Maha, when was his sleep disturbed?
At night.
At night. Yeah. Okay. But is it at the same time as presenting, after presenting, or before presenting?
No, it's in the time period. It's still in the past.
It's still in the past, and it had disturbed. Oops, and disturbed his sleep. Excellent. That works for me. Now, I don't think that's very complicated, guys. It's not very complicated when you think, okay, he presented first. We established a time in the past. He said, well, that happened after he presented. And then we've gone back from there. So the pain had disturbed his sleep. Okay. And we've got multiple episodes. So it's difficult to say, well, the pain came first and then the sleep disturbance, because it's all multiple. What do we think about that, guys? Do we think, okay, I get that? Or is anyone thinking, no?
It is okay, but can we use the past simple and the past continuous in the last sentence? And it was disturbing his sleep.
I suppose you could, yeah, because the reason you could say that is because what you could say is this. You could say, at the time he presented, generally in his life, it was disturbing his sleep, wasn't it? That was the situation. So yeah, you could do that as well. You could, that would work. And it was disturbing his sleep. So what you're doing there is you're moving forward. Okay, what you're doing is you're moving forward from the episodes of pain back to the past simple, and you're saying, actually, at that time in the past, it was disturbing his sleep. That would work. Yeah, you could do that. It just goes to show you guys how flexible it is. It depends on what you want to say. Now, if you say it was disturbing can't be here. It had been disturbing could be in the past perfect, but was disturbing would be at the same time as when he presented. Okay, if you imagine He is saying it is disturbing my sleep. It is disturbing my sleep. That's what he said when he presented. So you can say, you can look back and say it was disturbing his sleep. Okay, so
Can we use there had been?
it had been disturbing his sleep.
No, there had been episodes of pain.
He said that, well, not because we've got he here.
Hmm.
So he said that there had been episodes. Yeah, you could do that.
And add, sir,
What was that again?
yeah, that he had episode.
He had, yeah. It could be he had. That's a strange thing. You know, when I'm writing something and I write he had, and I put had and had together, even me as a native, I look at that and think, that's a bit strange. But had is an auxiliary verb and had is the main verb in that case. So he had would work as well. Here, it was disturbing, would be okay.
Be had been disturbing
He had been disturbing.
by
He had been disturbed by.
disturbed.
Yeah, but in this case, we're talking his sleep is at the end of the sentence, isn't it? So we can't really do that.
The sentence will be changed.
It had been disturbing, what you'd say.
Can you say the simple past is disturbed?
And it disturbed his sleep. Well, it's a difficult one, that, because he had multiple episodes of pain. So remember that when we start in the past perfect and we move forward in time, then we use the past simple. But in this case, there were multiple episodes, so it's a difficult one to say. But I would say these are the best ways to do it. All of these would work. But remember that was disturbing is not the same. It had been disturbing would be like this. It had been disturbing would be from here going forward. That would be had been disturbing. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to give you the chance to go and do a bit more. Okay, you're going to go into groups. You've got about, I'm going to give you 2 minutes on each one. Okay, so let me get these two here. Hopefully I'll be able to just pop them here. No. Oh yeah, I have, yeah. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put you into groups. You're going to have a look at these, and I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do it. We'll come back and we'll review it together. Okay. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So, okay, you're going to have about 4 or 5 people in your groups. Okay, here we go. I'm opening that now. Okay.